It's a very warm welcome to the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem, brought to you from the brilliant RunCzech team and the last race in the 2025 Euro Hero Series, this World Athletics labelled event from Ústí, located in northern Bohemia, close to the German border, but today hosting 6,500 runners over multiple distances from Bambino races all the way up to the classic half marathon distance. And that's the course we're looking at right now. It's a fast course that's seen sub 60-minute times for men. I've also seen the recent world champion, Paris Jepchirchir, running the fastest ever time on this course, 67 minutes. But it's going to be about the fastest of European runners, and also the best Czech runners will be lining the streets today. The crowds will be out in force. It's a wonderful scenic course, beautiful nature. It's called the Gate to Bohemia. The city itself also fairly industrial, but today even the factory shut off their output to make sure that people get on the course, make sure that there's plenty of cheering. You can see it's a course with the masses will get lots of opportunities to see the elites. It's around about 25 to 30 elite runners that we have lining the streets with the masses. And again, that finishing line will welcome our runners throughout this afternoon. Race time starts 2:30 Central European time. And we expect with the half marathon distance, 2 hours, 3 hours and 4 hours plus for some of our masses, some of those going over the half marathon distance for the first time. My name's James Lee. Sit back, enjoy what is going to be a superb end to what has been a very competitive Euro Hero Series of 2025. And there we can see athletes from the elite men on the start line. We're going to talk through some of those as they go through the walkthrough on to the start line. But you can see Dorian Bolvin, the Belgium athlete, very experienced. He's got a 61.25 from the fast Ghent half marathon back in 2024. Charles is the Spanish athlete. He's a well-known athlete to the RunCzech series, 61.45 lifetime best. And then Damien Vich, look out for him. We're in number 9. Karlovy winner, 64.23. Looks so impressive for the very, very competent steeplechaser, a European finalist over the barriers. And then we've also got some of those making their debut, the likes of Pascal Chamko. Always interested to see how people make their debut, stepping up from multiple of distances, whether that is from the track, from the road. And some of those have their eye then on slightly longer distances into the marathon. But we can see our 18 elite men there getting ready in terms of last-minute preparation. And there's our elite women. And again, Valerie Zimchenko, a top athlete with 70 minutes and 25 from Berlin 2023. With a local hero, Teresa Horachova, an athlete that finished 26th in the Paris Olympic Games. Turned her attention a little bit more towards mountain running in 2025 this summer. But wouldn't she love a return to that? And there's Damien Vich. You can see fairly warm conditions today as we've had across mainland Europe. Many athletes getting ready for the Berlin Marathon tomorrow. And there's been lots of talk about different weather systems. And you can see we've had fairly warm conditions over this series that started back in, was it back in May, wasn't it? Karlovy. And this man who was so impressive, winner that day, Damien Vich, the local Czech athlete that will get so much support. That 64.23 second win that day back in May. And for the Euro Heroes Series, it's 2 races that are needed. And Maria Zarenko, the Ukrainian, a winner in Česká Budějovice this year as well, first place. and she'll be having half an eye on that title as well. So the third of the athletes, I think it'll be the Hungarian athlete, is Gasper Sasria, 63.39 personal best. And he'll be looking to go a little bit faster than that. We're looking for probably around about the 62-minute mark if conditions do play out in terms of wind and the heat doesn't get too much. Valery Zdenko, the Ukrainian, winner here in 2022 and 2023, a 5-time national champion. Again, knowing how to win on this course, and not just once but twice, makes her probably one of the favourites coming back again. And here is Dorian. You can see on the left, Dorian Bulvin, who I've just mentioned already, second in Olympic this year. So he needs a good run today. Just one race in the series. So he needs to double back that. It's going to be interesting to see him versus Deminovic of who lays down the best second run of their series. It's times equal points, and even athletes that aren't here today could well take positions in that Euro Heroes series. And then wearing the headband, so popular in these parts. A 2-time Olympian, and that performance last year in Paris, top 30. And she knows how to run here. Defending champion to this race, Teresa Harachova is a very, very popular runner and someone that will get lots of cheers out in the course. And she knows how to win here. She knows how to be super competitive in these races. And I'm looking for her to lay down a very good performance today. And the other elites, just making sure they enjoy the shade before the race starts and to get in last-minute hydration and pouring some on to the legs as well. So remember, top 2 performances from the 4-race series. This is race number 4. So it's been a competitive series as always. And we're looking again to see who we can add to the winners of the Euro Heroes Winning Series. So Sebastian Hendel took it last year, the German, to add to 2023. And it was Mariana Nerochenko, Ukrainian, taking it. And Teresa Horachova took the series title in 2023. She's not going to take it this year, but she will be looking to defend her title here. So quick time check. I think we're around about 7 minutes away from start time. So there's always a lot of logistics in road closures and organisation of different feed stations, given the sheer numbers of starters that we've had over this. It is a festival, started yesterday with different things around the expo, and today's races started with the 10K this morning, getting so many numbers out over the almost the half marathon distance, and many of those will be stepping up, I'm sure, to run the full half marathon distance. And there's also many kids races. There's the paracycle events as well, and even Bambino races, I think, that take place during when the half marathon runners set on their way. But again, so many important supporters and so many important sponsors of this series. The RunCzech team, again, are just so vitally important to say thank you to those that have played their part. Mattoni, the big sponsors of this running festival. And again, delighted to see so many spectators here in this wonderful square. That's definitely a feature of these races that have travelled around. And it's been a couple of months since the last race of the series. Olympic was the last race just a few months ago. And a lot of running, a lot of training would have been done in the meantime. And the athletes have had various different seasons, some onto the track. Some have been racing shorter road races, and some of them even took a break and have been building back up, some ready for some autumn marathon action as well. But you can see the decent standard of club athletes that will be chasing them down as well. Many of those will have put their miles in over the summer. And we're just over 5 minutes away from the start of the action. So this is the 15th edition of the year, first held in 2011, and one of the few races that wasn't impacted by COVID, navigated given the start time of year in the September window. It meant it's been able to maintain its continuous year. So we're delighted in this 15th year. It just goes from strength to strength, big numbers, and from the masses to the elites. And it is a last-minute check of the carbon-plated shoes, and we'll probably talk about those as the race goes on its way, having changed the landscape of running significantly over the last few years. And when the first of these races, that was Philemon Cabello, was the Kenyan 60 minutes and 59 seconds, and Angus Kiprop was 60 minutes and 12. That would have been in old shoes now. We've definitely seen superb performances on this course. And Jasper Cesare was the winner 12 months ago, the Hungarian who we saw earlier in the lineup. A fairly controlled win last year, 66 minutes and 6 seconds for the Hungarian. And he was on the left-hand side. You can see in the shades, the Hungarian athlete, 63 lifetime best. But yeah, looking to defend his title. And two-time winner, Sebastian Handel, the German, the winning time 65.52, the fastest European time on the course. And again, that's one thing that we're looking to try and beat. Leah Frisventi is the fastest women's athlete, 70 minutes and 45 seconds. So just to keep an eye on those times. So just a shade inside 63 minutes, a shade inside 71 minutes are the European times that we have our eyes on today. You can see the European Athletics logo on the bottom right-hand side. Big supporters of the Euro Heroes series, being that it gives a real showcase for our European athletes and gives them a real platform to then hopefully raise their profiles, but also raise a little bit of probably added funds that helps them through their winter months and their training camps and different equipment that they need. And you can see top right-hand side of the corner, that's the World Athletics stamp of approval. And that's one thing the RunCzech team are so proud of, is that each of their races feature the World Athletics label. And they've had lots of superb performances through the history of the RunCzech team races, and especially again over lockdown. There are a few world records thrown in there as well, with some very well navigated and well organized and executed races. And so this again is another crown in that rule of races. And I know this really kind of kicks off the autumn program. And in a few weeks' time, and we'll return here as well to Ústí to a trail run as well. Getting so popular. UTMB showed that over the last few weeks, with just the popularity of trail running, and some of these runners that are navigating a bit of mountain running, a bit of trail running into their own half marathon and marathon schedules. They know the benefit of training off-road, but also raising your profile through trail running and mountain running as well. So lots of different races. If you are interested, obviously download the RunCzech app. You can follow your runners in today's race. You can also check out some of the future races in the program, the RunCzech series as well, of half marathons around different facilities that give you a chance to get a super medal. So that really would be something that over, I think it's the not just a 12-month period, but I think it's around about 36 months that you have the opportunity to get the different races done. And it's something to build towards, a bit like the Super Half series that the Prague Half Marathon sits within. I was in Copenhagen a couple of weeks ago for that busy race. In fact, that was last weekend. Time goes when you're having fun. And fantastic series of races, and traveling to Cardiff in a few weeks' time, the Super Half series. But it's about the half marathon here. It's about the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem. And the race start is moments away. It was silence there for the gun. for myself, for the runners, for the spectators. And we're off. It's the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem, a race in its 15th year over the different distances, all the way from our little bambinos to the 10K, to the paracyclists, 6,500 competitors. And many of them going over their classic half marathon distance today, 21.1 kilometers, 13.1 miles. Sit back, watch the action, follow the runners on the RunCzech app. This is such a superb event where the different athletes that have travelled, many of them Europeans that have travelled a little bit of a distance to get here. There's a good number of international athletes, as well as it's so well supported by the local running community as well. So when we look at the Euro Heroes series, it's kind of too, if he does run today, we're unsure whether he was going to run, but if he does, he's wearing number 5, and he needs to run sub 64:37, and that might take him to the title. Damien Vich must win, or must be very high up in the positions, and we're looking for a time inside 64 minutes and 20 seconds. But also the likes of Dorian Belvin as well. He has to be in front of him. He has a real chance, the Belgium athlete, of being on the top spot. Then the women's, it's going to be hard for Nora Sabo to be beaten. And Maxil Sarah in those first 2 races was also very competitive. But can anyone else lay claim to the top 3 places in the series?
Promiňte, je tohle opravdu vždy tak výhodné?
Aha.
A tohle?
Ano.
A tohle? A tohle?
Ano.
A tohle?
Ano. Jo.
A tohle?
Ano.
A tohle?
Ano. Šetřete čas i peníze. DM vždy výhodně.
So welcome back. You join us with our elite athletes at the front. And it is Khaled Karoud, who I said I wondered whether he would be to the fore. And he is through that opening kilometre. And not afraid to go straight to the front and make sure the pace is very honest in the opening exchanges. And you can see, I think that is Belvin just behind him, and defending champion. I think he's dropped off that group already. That's very interesting. The early place looks like it's very, very competitive. I think that is Lachia with them as well. The Spanish athlete just in the dark singlet at the back of that group. But interesting, Damien Vich has not gone with that pace in the early exchanges. So the winner of the 10K, Burrell, last week in 28:46, showed he's in great shape over the 10K distance. And we know, having won the first race in the series, that he really took to the half marathon very well at the start of May. So I would have been interested to see him go with his lead group, but it looks like it is the athlete from the Netherlands, Toog, who's pushing the pace on and not afraid to go straight to the front. The leader on points overall out of the first 3 of 4 races. And winner of Sheska Bolovica in 64 minutes and 8 seconds. And it looks as if he's decided to go straight to the front. 3rd in Ulamak as well. So that's why he's top of the leaderboard. And you can see that is the Belgium athlete, Dorian Belvin, who just looks over his shoulder. And it looks like the lead group have come back together to make it 5. But I don't see Damien Vich in that lead group. So it looks like we've got 5 athletes that are willing to share the opening exchange. You can see the clock in the right-hand side of the screen. That will give us an idea of the pace as they go through the opening stages, but we also will get the official splits from 5K. And you can see the athletes themselves are running at a controlled pace. Maloka Mesfa is another athlete that we know very well from this series, the Ukrainian. He's been on the podium various times and been very competitive and a little bit up and down sometimes in terms of form. And he's in that green singlet on the right-hand side of the screen. But it is Bulvin, the athlete that's gone to the front and deciding that this early pace, he didn't want it to sit, didn't want it to settle. He's a winner of the Warsaw Half Marathon last year, and someone who's run well in the European Road Running Championships, and 28:10 on the road, 2:11 marathon runner over the marathon distance. So very quality athlete. And you can see on the right-hand side of the screen our lead elite women. Our, well, actually, no, that's our chasing men's group, actually. Chasing men's group. See the captain below that. So that's interesting that it's already splintered, probably around about the best part of 20-30 meters from that lead group of 5 back to our chase group of around about 5. So still in the very early stages. So again, welcome wherever you're joining us around the world. This race started 2:30 Central European time, the afternoon start time for most of these races in this series. And some of the weather conditions, we have fairly warm conditions, and it looks like Central Europe has decided that the heat will come back for late September, which is not always expected, and a little bit on the warm side today. So that might dictate the early pace, and that might dictate the latter pace as well of these runners. In each of the races, we had warm conditions, so that these athletes are used to, and they know each other well. These athletes have almost raced each other multiple times in this series already, so they know each other's strengths, they know each other's weaknesses. And we are 7 minutes in to this superb final race of the series, Ústí nad Labem, the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival. And it is a festival of running, loads of events going on over the 2-day program of different things going on in the expo yesterday, and celebrating so many of the coaches and runners, talking on stage as well. And now it's about the athletes that took part in the 10K that will be out on the street cheering, and they'll be delighted to see the defending champion, the local athlete, leading at the moment with that headband and just pouring a little bit of water on her head. Teresa Churchova is on the right-hand side of the screen with those pink socks. Churchova, the two-time Olympian, but a little less form on the road this summer and into the autumn. Be looking for a return to that top spot again. And you can see they've got a bit of a male pacemaker or male help at the front of that lead group. That will definitely help them in the early stages, just to settle down the pace and just to make sure that they keep it fairly controlled early on. That's what the half marathon's about. It's about being smart in the early stages. I can see Maria Mazarenko, the athlete that sits in 3rd place in the Euro Heroes season scores at the moment, and someone who we saw, Cheska Bolovica, winner in that very competitive race. She beat Maxwell Sola and Nora Szabo, which was a big surprise that day, but not maybe for a surprise for an athlete that has had some real success again in those European Road Running Championships as well. And again, someone that is very experienced, or getting very experienced in being competitive and being a consistent performer in this series. And I think just 7 seconds separating her 2 times. And that time for Molamak was 1 hour, 12 minutes and 9 seconds. And that took her 3rd place behind Szabo and Sola. So she knows there's no Sola. She knows there's no Szabo here. So she needs to throw down a very quick time if she is going to jump into the top spot. But it's going to be interesting to see what we're like in terms of overall points. And just looking at that, and the overall points is going to need some big jumps if we're going to see some turn in the overall points. Teresa Haratrova did finish in 74 minutes and 54 seconds, 6th place in Olympic. So she needs the 68-minute mark if she is going to jump into the top spot of the series title. And actually, that would be a new national record. The national record was Maria Sharatrova's Valencia run. The men's record, long overdue, 61 minutes and 31 seconds. Jan Brzezina from Kostis in 1997. So there's 3K, passed inside 11 minutes for the elite women. So just inside 320s per kilometre. And we will get those confirmation of those 5K splits in 2 kilometres time. And you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, Valeria Zinchenko, I should say, 70 minutes and 25 seconds, the Ukrainian athlete who, again, wearing the sunglasses. Looks like either a choice of sunglasses today. It is very bright out there. So just to protect the eyes a bit. Second European Cup. Zinchenko back in 2023. And a Ukrainian 5K champion this year. But it is a debut in the series. So looking to lay down a solid performance today. And maybe get a name ready for the 2026 series. That already planning. I'm pretty sure the RunCzech team will already be making plans for that. So it's back to the elites. 5 athletes and 12 minutes on the clock. So there or thereabouts the 4 kilometre mark. And 5 athletes, and it is Bolvin leading from Chog. And also in that group is Lachigir. And at the back of that group is the Ukrainian, is Mezkra. So 5 athletes in this league group, and it looks like 4 athletes or 5 athletes in the elite women. So very evenly matched. Elite men on the left-hand side of the screen, elite women on the right-hand side of the screen. We get some great images here from our team out on the course. And you can see that the blue skies, not too much of a breeze here. So in terms of wind isn't an issue today, but maybe the warm conditions could make the super fast times a little bit more challenging. And we saw that in 66 minutes last year. It's not always about the fast times. It will be about the racing, and maybe just dropping off this group is Ukrainian Meshra in the green with the cap on back to front. Probably the first casualty of this pace being pushed on. I'm just looking down to see who else we've got in this league group. It will be Miguel Borges, maybe the Portuguese athlete on the right-hand side of the screen. It is Bolvin leading. The glasses locked in concentration. And they will take advantage of different drink stations, the water stations out on the course. But the masses will be a little bit further back. An interesting one runner who's done all 14 of these races. So that will be Martin Rohlbeck, who's a bit of a legend around these parts, having completed all of them. The different ages out on the course. There's the 77 and 74-year-old of Trevor and Wendy Wallinger from the UK. So there are some of the international visitors that have travelled here. You see one of our drink stations. So when they do follow back towards town later, that they will be taking a drink on board. I just read the Wallingers. It's their 50th wedding anniversary. So I just think that's awesome. The 2 of them. So congratulations again to Trevor. Congratulations again to Wendy. So we're lining up for a half marathon on their 50th wedding anniversary. That is absolutely superb. So we wish them all the very, very best for many more happily married years. But it's talking about happily running years right now. And that's what these athletes will be looking for, longevity in their careers. You can see that they're passing a little bit of a section of the course, a little bit undulating. And there's the 5K split. You can see almost right on 15 minutes for our lead group. So that would operate around about the 63:30 marker. So just inside 5-minute miling, but 3 minutes per kilometer. So we're inside 64-minute pace. So this is a good start. The fact that 5 athletes are locked in contention in the opening exchanges. And that also will give us a chance as the spray and the drinks are taken full advantage on by the runners. As they've just gone through 5K, they will know that a drink station and a water station was straight after that. And that will give us a good chance to see the gaps back to the chase group behind. So again, welcome from wherever you're joining us around the world. I'm pretty sure you had a good chance to get some miles out this morning. On your Saturday mornings, many would have, I'm sure, taken part in different park runs or training sessions. But it is the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem. And it's a beautiful day, hot day, maybe not ideal half marathon conditions, but in the shade, not bad spectator conditions. And Bulvin is the athlete that is deciding now that opening 5K split that he doesn't want the pace to drop. And that's very interesting that he's just maintaining that pace and asking the questions of the group behind. He's pushing it on. You see him in those cycle shorts, the carbon shoes bouncing off the concrete. Rhythmical running in these early stages of the half marathon, and interesting to see how Morgan goes and races again back into the marathon. Got to think his 2:11 lifetime best is probably going to have a little bit of revision at some point as well. He's a consistent performer, and just a little look over his shoulder, maybe just to check that maintaining that pace. Has asked the questions of the group, and you can see the elite women have passed 5K. In around about 17:20. So maybe the paces just maintain themselves. I gave a little bit of a faster split than expected. Yeah, I think they were a little bit slower than 3:20s. There's more like 3:40s in that opening exchange, I think. So doing my maths as quick as I could in those opening 3Ks. So, but yeah, 17, just inside 17:20. Through the opening 5K, and again you can just see the need for water, taking as much water on board as they can, and getting it on their heads and splashing it on their bodies as well. I think that's something really important to make sure that they get as much hydration and much of a cool down as they go through each of those drink stations. But Bulvin pushing on the opening group. You can see the elite women who have stayed pretty much as a group in these opening stages. Was sat very controlled in that group. Is Petrova, the defending champion, and the runners we expected to be in that lead group. It is Valerie Zintenko. I think the other athlete definitely in there is Maria Nazarenko as well. And just sat, just relaxed to the right and the left-hand side of that screen as well. You see Maria on the left-hand side in the sky blue. Just one athlete maybe chopping off that group. Mariana Nemchenko is the other Ukrainian. So 3 Ukrainians in this lead group. But it is Bulvin now pushing the pace, deciding that he liked the opening pace and he wasn't going to let it settle. He wasn't going to let it slow. He knows that a good performance, he knows that winning today could well give him a great chance of taking the series title. And there are some undulations out on the course. It's not a totally flat course, just enough to sting the legs. But these runners will be so used to it. They will cover the best part of 200 kilometers per week, and they'll have multiple of different types of threshold sessions, whether that's track sessions, hill sessions. And there's the 5K split. And you can see it was Borna Horozonsky was the other athlete in that lead group. So the athlete with the fastest lifetime best in the field, the Ukrainian, I should say, from the his time back in 2020 from those World Half Marathon Championships. 60 minutes and 40 seconds that day. He's run 64 minutes and 32 seconds in 2025. RunCzech. And again, another athlete that we've seen in this series multiple times, but at the moment, he's had to drop off this running speed or maintain speed. And that's what's going to be interesting to see, whether this is an increase in speed or whether it's been a continuation of the speed that we had in the opening exchanges. So, Bulvin with the glasses, you can see again, looks like a slight incline and just hitting what will be a slight hill. We know what goes up comes down, and of course that is finishing at the same place that they started, and it's 6 kilometers fast for the elite women on the right hand side of the screen. So that's 4 miles. It is the Ukrainian local Czech athlete, defending champion, right in that group. So we've got athletes that know how to win here. Maria Zenko winning in 2022 and 2023. 70 minutes and 55 seconds was the time set in that win in 2022. A little bit slow in 2023. 73 minutes and 43 seconds. And Horochova's winning time, 72 minutes and 1 second. And you can just see her working, the head bobbing with that headband, with those pink socks. But she'll know that she's getting further into the course, and she's done a fair amount of mountain running this year. So this little bit of an incline, I don't think will hit her quite maybe as much as those that are a little less accustomed to that. And was such a good run at Olympic Games 12 months ago. Top 30 in Paris, and that was a tough course that day. The rolling hills on the outskirts of Paris. Very similar to this type of terrain, so I think Horochova won't mind that at all. But she's flanked by those 3 very talented Ukrainian athletes, and they're almost lining up in succession to challenge the local Czech athlete. And they've got a male for company, whether he's an official pacemaker or whether he just happens to be running at the same time. But that will definitely help, definitely play into the ability to switch off. And it's not so much of a front-running battle as the elite men. You can see passing the elite women, the elite men, the elite women on the right-hand side, and vice versa. And that was a great shot of them passing. So Dorian Bulvin looks very controlled, and at the moment strolling away. A little look over his shoulder at various times. Second place in Olamak at 64 minutes and 33 second run. And he knows that he wants to go a little bit faster. Knows he's going to throw down a fast time today, because it is about times. It is about a performance that, if he can throw down a time that, well, challenges the athletes that are behind him at the moment, that have almost gone for a free hit today, knowing the likes of Joe Lacker and Khalid Chahoud, that their times already have been put into the system with the times matching to points, being that they've already run 2 races themselves. But it is probably a case of not wanting the time gap to get too far, or the time that they can run today. So they would love to chase down Bulvin, whose lifetime best, as I said, set in March 2024. But that run in February, that 28:10 10K, that shows that he's someone that is probably a little bit faster to come. So I'll put that probably inside 61 minutes for half marathon at his very best, and probably looking at breaking 2:10 for the marathon. That's, well, even more so of a need to increase the performances, given the current standards to make championships now. It's become so tough to make various championships, given the absolute acceleration in marathon times over the last 2-3 years. 06 to qualify for the Tokyo World Championships just gone extra 8 for the Olympic Games. But there are ways of getting through as national champions and having points. And Julia Pattermine's a great example of that in the women's race. The athlete that spent a lot of time at Cambridge and Coleridge, but running for Uruguay now. But qualifying number, I think it was 100th for those world champs, with 2:27 in the women's and taking a world bronze medal. That is a superb performance, but it kind of shows that you can dream big, and if you do prep again for various races in heat, that you can be competitive. And that race won by Perez Chepchir, who we have seen here on these streets, the fastest ever time, 67 minutes. So that won't be challenged today, and I think it will be a battle between our elite women for the title. Not about time, but Baldwin on the left-hand side of the screen, I think he wants both. I think he wants a fast winning time today to put down a good bit of points on the scene. So running Rotterdam just a few weeks ago, ran 28:23 there. So that was a decent performance. And then not too much. You look back at his season, did the European Cup before he raced in Olympic, and not so much to talk about. So whether he did take a break, sometimes people do need a bit of a rest, and that was after the European Road Running Championships as well, where he was placed in a superb 9th place. That's where he did run his lifetime best on home soil. I think that's probably racing a little bit after that for a few weeks and maybe realising that the legs aren't quite there. Probably took a little bit of a break. Runners will do that, take a few weeks off, reset, and then build back up. And if Dorian Bilvin has built back up to anything where he's been previously and beyond that, then, well, we could well see him in the next few weeks break that 2:10 marathon mark. So flowing along at the moment, battle behind. I think Bogdan Ivan Horozovsky, I think, was in 2nd place. Again, we'll probably have to wait for confirmation of that when they go through 10K. 27 minutes on the race clock. Again, welcome wherever you're joining us from around the world. Great to have so many people that, in a busy athletics program right now with the world champs on, and fantastic marathons last weekend as well. And we would love to see some of these athletes making the next world championships and their next championship races, and using the RunCzech series and the Euro Heroes series as a springboard to bridge that gap. And we'll also wait for confirmation of where Damian Vich is, the 3rd place athlete from last year, who we did expect to be competitive, and he does sometimes come with a bit of a late charge. Jasper Sessia, the defending champion, Hungary. We haven't seen him for a little while as well, but Bulvin is the athlete pulling away. And at the moment, well, it's almost a possession of a run. And whether he can enjoy this second half, whether you ever get to really enjoy a half marathon, I mean, that you're running on that kind of limit, that kind of threshold, where you know you can keep it, maintain it, but it's definitely uncomfortable. It's definitely a pace that you do a lot of miles at in training, especially with the double threshold training. That's almost a must now for endurance runners. But it's about obviously trying to push that a little bit further in the latter stages as well, if they're feeling good, or maintaining it in the last few miles. If it starts to just hit the legs, even when we hit 10 miles, you're still 5 kilometers of hard running to go at the end. So again, this is the Mattoni half marathon, Ústí nad Labem, in this northern Bohemian region, not far from the German border, and got a beautiful countryside around it, but it is also an industrial kind of area as well. Just under 100,000 local residents, and I think we can see most of those out on the street or to the left on the course, and they're going through 6 kilometers, 4 miles themselves. So the party will go on long into the night. There will be different presentations for the top 3, the top 3 Czech athletes, but it will be the final of the Euro Heroes Awards will be held in Prague. Gala party 27th of November in the Hilton Prague Hotel. There will be a small presentation for those athletes that we have in the vicinity today. Steve will definitely make a a thing for those athletes in that series, but the official awards, because some of the athletes aren't here today. The Bulvin on the right-hand side of the screen. It's an economical runner. You can see that having almost run identical 5K splits, just a fraction slower, just outside 30 minutes through 10 kilometers. And that gap probably around about 15 to 18 seconds at 10 kilometers. A little bit rock and rolling. I think that was Cho going through just ahead of Caleb Lachia. So there's some gaps of around about 40 seconds or so. So again, we will get confirmation of those top positions at 10K. Remember, if you want to follow any runners, then download the RunCzech app, and you can follow your runners and also check out different races that they have in the series. Great place to travel to for various races. And there's the 10K split. Joyan Bulvin, 30.09. So operating around about that 63 high mark, 64-minute mark. Borowski there, 30.27. And it was Lachia, 30.37. Around about 28 seconds adrift. So again, the women having gone through 5 kilometers in 17 minutes and 17 seconds. So even pace running would be 34 minutes and 34 seconds. And it's still the 3 Czech athletes. Sorry, the 3 Ukrainian athletes there at the front. And the Czech athlete who's been sat in that group with the pink socks, defending champion, Teresa Helchova, who does not want to leave any gaps. She knows this course well. Zenko knows this course very well herself as a 2-time champion. And the stages there of the race that the athletes will go through, it's a real battle of mind. Marina Nemchenko, second last year, just 7 seconds off that victory. And she was chasing all the way. But again, wouldn't she love to go 1 place higher on the podium? And that's the battle that we've got right now. We've got those that have been on the podium, top spot, those that have been on the second spot, those that have been multiple podiums in the series already. So these are very well decorated female athletes on the screen right now. And they'll be in slightly different stages of training. Again, whether they are just about to take a break or whether this is the start of their build-up or in the middle of their build-up. That's the fascinating thing of a half marathon this time of year. Of, who's got the strength, who's got the speed. So Helchova's come from running some mountain running as well, hill running, and definitely showed on the uphill sections, but has she compromised a bit of speed in there as well? And will it be a battle in the latter stages? And how long can the 4 athletes, as they've gone past? We thought it might be a male pacemaker, but I think he's just found himself at the front of that group. But someone who's found himself at the front of the race. And superb bit of running so far. Dorian Bulvin, the athlete with one of the fastest lifetime bests in the field, and on form and on European form. He was one of those that we expected to be to the fore, but not so much form other than that superb 28-20 run a few weeks ago. But other than that, a fairly quiet couple of months. But as I said, that's probably just signified that the miles have gone in. He had a nice rest, he recovered, and now he's flowing in these stages. So he'll be looking to maintain this about 3:03 per kilometre, 3:02. So to be as low in that 45-minute mark through 15 kilometres as possible. So again, wherever you're joining us from around the world, my name's James C. Delighted to be taking you through the action from this 4th race in this Euro Hero Series, brought to you by the RunCzech team. So in fairly warm conditions today, the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem, and this wonderful location, located northern Bohemia, and a sunny day, and it looks as if the heat was not just in the sky but on the concrete, because it looks like a bit of a break, looks like an attempt to break in the group. So this is fast running now, and this is an attack. I think this is Valerina Zdenko on the front in the blue. And now the battle is on, and gaps starting to form. This is very, very interesting. The athlete with the fastest lifetime best, 70.23. And it is the local athlete, Harshova, who's gone right into her slipstream. And now this is where gaps have started to show. This is what we expected. It was all a little bit too comfortable. As you can see on the bottom hand side of the screen, the race records, 69 minutes 14. The European fastest, Hendel, just inside 63 minutes. And the women's European record, 70 minutes and 45 seconds. So from 2018. So a little bit of a wave of one of our very good national runners. Who's just giving a little wave there, a little smile. I think that was Dominic Kolpak, who's run 69.43 in Barcelona this year. So that's the quality of those chasing down. There's the split, 34.40. So yes, so maintain very similar pace in that second 5K split. Valeria Zinchenko is the athlete that has decided to push the pace. Decided that second 5K split was maybe just a little bit slower than wanted. And now at the drink station, a gap appears. Teresa Harachova pours the water on herself, over her head. It's head down. And now it's desperate to get back on to the leader's slipstream, because you do not, with 37 minutes on the clock, want to find yourself in no man's land. So the racing continues here. We're going to head off for a quick ad break.
Kdyby si auta mohla sama vybrat, tankovala by kvalitní paliva Orlen. Následujte kvalitu. Orlen. Společně na cestě vpřed.
So welcome back, and the elite men, well, it's been blown apart by Dorian Bulvin. The women's race is really kicking off action-wise, but it is Bulvin who is continuing to turn the pace, and he'll be delighted to have a little bit of shade there, and a great split screen showing the elite women on the right-hand side of the screen, and you can see the pressure. You can see the pressure has been continued to be turned by Valeria Zinchenko, who is at the front in that sky blue kit, but it's the pink socks, the headband, and she is head down. Teresa Harachova is not wanting to let this race go. The athletes they're going past are sub 70-minute men, so that is the quality of these elite women that are battling it out for this title today. So it's the two athletes in the elite women that have broken clear, but it is one athlete on the left-hand side of the screen, a very talented Belgium athlete that's top 10 in that European Road Running Championships. And again, that's a really good initiative, I think, by European Athletics to give European athletes a standalone road championships, where I know we have European track champs, but in a non-track champs year, that they get a real opportunity to race each other, and also to practice championship racing. I think championship racing is just so different to the big, fast inner-city marathons that we see, that is almost a possession of times. And that's what we've actually seen in this series as well, is a battle of races and tactics. There's no pacemakers here, so it's pretty much about how you're going to race, whether you're going to take the pace out, what shape you're in at various times. So again, the team at RunCzech, they deserve a huge bit of thanks from the European road running community for their support and for events and financially as well, just providing such a great springboard. And I know the athletes have talked really positively about it. Natasha Wilson, a Welsh athlete that was out in one of the races, was just blown away by the way that the athletes were supported as well and looked after. And I think that's one thing that the European athletes know, that the RunCzech team look after these European athletes. So this Euro Hero Series is just going to go from strength to strength. And the athletes know that it's a good chance to start off in May or pick one of the other races through the program. And also there's a chance if you're heading to an autumn marathon to get back out on the streets. And that's exactly what they're doing here. So the action has been over the last couple of days. They had the expo yesterday and lots of chances for a bit of learning, a bit of education through the different coaches that were talking. But also there's lots going on. There's the half marathon relay today as well. That's always a fun one, slightly different distances and very good for the corporates as well to battle over the half marathon distance, but as a team. And then there's also the paracycling as well as the Bambino run, the youngsters, and they're always supported in the family runs as well. I think that again is something that RunCzech do so well, is to provide something for all ages, all abilities. In the 10K earlier today, the All-In 10K gave runners a chance to go over the 10K distance on this part of the course and enjoy themselves over the half marathon distance almost. And now they'll be on the streets cheering, and many of them will come back next year and run the half marathon. But this is decisive. Valerie Zinchenko has been pushing the pace. She's been asking the questions probably for the last 3-4 kilometers of Horachova, and now that gap has grown. And just a little look on her left inside. I wonder whether she can see now that gap is around about 20 seconds. That is significant. She is the fastest athlete in the field, and we did expect her to be one of those, given her form as well, to be at the forefront. But again, just knowing people's form, knowing people's aims of the race. And she's an athlete that's competed on the track in the European Championships as well. She's so experienced, sub 32 minutes for 10K back in 2022, and even a 15:36 5K as well. But just a multiple national champion, and that's top 8 in those European champs as well. And we know that is such a good performance. But a athlete that is, well, I think probably got a super fast marathon at some point in those legs. I think the time that she's probably edging towards now in building up, someone that's run on the indoor season, run very well over the 10K, very well over the half marathon. I think once that 70-minute mark, there's definitely a need or maybe a must to move up to the marathon. So this is the chasing man. I think that is Bogdan Ivan Horodowski. He's a strong runner. You can see that almost the way the arm action is, almost like a boxer. He knows he's in a battle right now. We talked about that 45-minute mark being the aim for around about that 15 kilometers. So we're into the 14th kilometer, and now you can see the chase group behind. And there on the screen, you can see it is confirmation of Horodowski, who's been a popular figure in these races, second in Česká Budějovice. So he's got some good points to lay down today as well. And he was 4th in Olomouc. So consistent performer, but at the moment in 2nd place. So again, those Euro Heroes overall standings could change, but there's 4 athletes, I think, within 30-40 meters of each other. So that 15-kilometer mark will definitely give us an idea of where they're at the moment in relation to the leader, but also in relation to each other and those standings. And they are battling out now. There's a big difference in 2nd to 5th place in the prize money, but also the season overall standings. Now look at that. That was a big gap. That's a decisive gap. Baldwin there on the screen. He's Looks like he's dropped the pace very slightly. So remember, we were just over 30 minutes through the 10-kilometer split. So 15 kilometers coming up. We'll keep an eye on the mat. In steady 08 through the last split and just inside 15 minutes through that first 5K. So expected the pace to have dropped just very subtly, but that hasn't impacted probably the gap behind if he is obviously in good enough shape to maintain this. Or that chase group behind, and maybe they're just starting to eat into that, the foreshortening of the camera. And whether that's the slowing of our leader or the picking of the pace, or whether just an illusion of the camera. But the headband, the glasses, and 45 minutes and 45 seconds on the race clock. And we're still looking for that 15-kilometer mat. There it is, right on cue. So that is the slowest of our 5K splits. That was around about 15:40. So that's 5-minute miling. But you can see there's still a good, healthy gap to the chase group behind. So everybody has to drop probably around about 10 seconds per mile, which is around about 5-6 seconds per kilometer. He's slowed. But it's just whether that chasing group, whether they've got enough together, or they've got someone coming through that chasing group that has been running faster than Hodorski, who was in second place. But Dorian Bolvin, the leader, the long-time leader. And looking at that camera angle now, it does look fairly significant. There was just one slight glance that made it look as if the chasers behind were shortening that, but I think it might have even extended. So talking about extending their leads, this is exactly what's happened in the elite women's race. Maria Zindenko is leading, and she is looking imperious. She is a athlete that's only raced sparingly over this track season. Ukrainian national 5K championship title. This is another 5K win. So probably again another athlete that took a break, a bit of rest, recovery, and now building back up. Probably some really good autumn miles that have gone in those legs, and probably a nice point in the training block just to back off those multiple kilometers and double days, just to freshen up a little bit to come into this race and to test what's in those legs. And you can see going past another one of our fast national athletes. I'm trying to think who that might be. That could be Pascal Gimko. I think it's maybe in his debut. Actually, that might be Peter. That could be Petri P, who's run 66 minutes at best, but 69.01 last year as well. So the fact she's going past some Petrek there, some good, very good national standard athletes. Some athletes that have run far faster than she has for the half marathon. And that's a great shot. Look at that, the side-on view almost of our elite women's leader. And you can see that metronomic style that she has. Bolvin looked a little bit quicker off the concrete a few kilometers ago. You can see just probably a slight drop in cadence. But whether that's because he's knowing that he's got a decent enough gap behind, there's got to be a little bit of a payback of the heat as well. So, but we're looking, it's going to need a time probably somewhere in the 64:20 mark. If he could take that overall Euro Heroes season title, wouldn't he love to do that? And it's taking advantage of the drink station. You can see spectators still finding the shade wherever possible. There's 16 kilometers. That's 10 miles, give or take. A 90-meter charge there. So it's going to be a shade over 49 minutes through 10 miles. That's the distance that they will run in training many times. So it's recovery runs. And there's the mat there, which is 10 miles. And I got that at 49.15. So that's interesting. That could be our next split, actually. So we could get a 10-mile split. So he knows he's got 5 kilometers of running. So you're looking at anything around that low 15-minute mark now. He's going to need to try and pick this pace up. Because at the moment, probably operating maybe even around about 65-minute pace, given the 5-minute miling, given the 3:05s to 3:07s that he's been running last few kilometers. So this last 5 kilometers, I was talking to runner this morning about that significance in a half marathon, that, you know, when you run a half marathon, that you get to that 10-mile point, and there's two ways it's going to feel at that point. You're flowing, you're flying, and you're chasing down that last 5K. Obviously, it's a distance that all of these runners will run on the track, the road, in training. But sometimes you get to that 10-mile point, and it's a 5-kilometer drag to the finish. And a lot can be said of the conditions, if they're warm, if there's wind, if you're in a race, if you're just tired, if you just overcooked it. So this is going to be a real fascinating point in the race now, to see whether the gap can be closed from behind, or whether Bullen can just continue his form. And it is also not about slowing down. He knows he needs to throw down a fast time. The different statos out there will be doing their calculations to see what the time that they can run that will mean to the series. And the same for the likes of Horachova, who's in second place. But an athlete here who was in second place on this very course 12 months ago. But it's not going to be, I don't think, second place today. Actually, my apologies, she wasn't second last year. That was a teammate. But this is an athlete that, well, would not want to finish second here at any point. So she's now flowing. That's Valerie Zinchenko, who is maybe now just starting to show a little bit of fatigue. And that's because herself is heading towards that 15 kilometers. And then that next split for her will be that 10-mile point as well. And I think it is the heat. The heat today is maybe taking its toll on the fast times of these athletes. But it is about racing today. You can see that gap has grown from Horachova in second place. They'll shake out the arms. There's 15 kilometers almost on cue. And that, I think, was one of the fastest splits, around about 17 minutes for that 5K split. And that's why the gap has grown. And again, we will look for that that 5 or that split for the last 5K. So expecting around about 55 minutes, maybe through 10 miles. That probably be around about 72-minute pace then is the projected time for our leader on the screen. So that would match or be very similar to the winning time 12 months ago. So good bit of running, controlled bit of running by our leader on the screen. Zinchenko is the leader and an athlete that took a bit of time out, didn't race in 2024. So her personal best in the half marathon coming from April 2023, 70 minutes and 28 seconds. That was in Berlin for a very competitive 7th place. And that same year was stepping on to the Ukrainian top spot of the national podium as well over the half marathon distance. And also taking part in the European Team Championships that same year. So an athlete that has won here previously, knows how to be on the top spot here. As I said, 2-time champion here, 2022, 2023. Didn't race here last year, interestingly. She would have kept her fantastic run, but looking for a hat-trick of victories here. And the time she ran, I don't think she's going to be quite as fast as that time in 2022. But the athlete, the defending champion, in second place at the moment, Horachova, is going to have to give back the title to the 2-time champion at the moment. But next up will be the 10-mile split. And then it will be about trying to maintain form, trying to continue a strong last 5 kilometers to the finish. 7th place in those European 10,000 meter championships in Munich. That was a big performance on a fairly warm evening as well. So a good performer on the track, a very good performer on the road. And therefore, I would love to see her step up to the marathon distance. If not, if it isn't planned this year, maybe just a slight navigation there. I'm pretty sure she would have been okay going around that cone and almost taking a full stop there. But she's navigated that well enough. And the crowd are giving some applause and taking their videos of the appreciation as Valia takes advantage of the drink station. Valia is a leader by example right now. Head down through 16 kilometers, so it is going to be just a shade over 55 minutes through 10 miles. So we're looking at about 17 and a half minutes of running to go. So yeah, it's going to be around about the 72-minute mark. Maybe 72 minutes 30 if she is picking this pace up. And that would be superb running. And that gap is growing to the chasers behind. Bolvin now, who's just flowing again off the concrete. He's done a great job and making sure that he's maintained his form, and that we look back at the chasers behind, and that gap is not shortening. In fact, there's no one on the screen, and there's no one on the screen for our elite women either. These are two demonstrations of superb running right now. Valeria Tsigenko, the two-time champion, such a consistent performer, who's now pushing the pace on and making sure that this is a dominant display. Likewise by Bolvin. Dorian there with his name on the front of his bib. He looks like he's come back to life a bit. Looked like a little bit of a controlled third of the 5K split from 10K to 15K, but maybe just a slight pick up there, as he knows he's probably within the last 10 minutes of running now. So many sessions that they will close with a fairly quick last 2 kilometers. And he's not far from seeing that kind of position now, with the time check coming to 57 minutes. And it'll be about pushing the last, well, just over a mile and a half of running. It's been a bit of a lonely race for him, other than the spectators, other than the crowd. But he will not mind that in the slightest. It was about coming here today and doing the job. But maybe, just maybe, there's a chase behind. I can just see an athlete right in the distance. But whether that gap can close enough, whether that can close significantly, that's probably the closest I've seen on the camera an athlete get in terms of distance. But I think Bolvin is still moving well enough. The cadence that we look for, that kind of leg speed, is being maintained. And it is Khalid Charouk who was chasing. And the gap was down to 27 seconds. So the gap definitely had been foreshortened at 10 miles. Damien Veach is moving through well. Third place. The Czech athlete has moved through Hodronské into a podium position. Now, what is the speed of Damien Veach like in this closing stages? He also ran well on the road, Burrell, a few weeks ago. That 10K run. Now we're into the last 2K there. 19 kilometers. This is going to be fascinating. Probably around about 6.5 minutes of distance running to go. But whether the gap can be closed from behind. Damien Veach has moved very well. Damien Veach has moved through Hodronské, Lachiger, and well, and he's now moved into a very strong position in third place, but still around about 28 seconds, or 18 seconds, I should say, just doing some quick maths. And Charouk in second place. Can he close that gap? But probably maybe too far to chase the leader, 50 seconds behind this athlete here. So even Damien Veach, with his speed, with his trap pedigree, will be hard pushed to close the gap. But coming to an hour of running, again, that'll be significant. There's the gaps at 10 miles, and it had grown to a minute. Oh, interesting. That's a Ukrainian 1-2-3. So whether Horachova has dropped out of that top 3, she was still in second place. Nemchenko, Mazarenko are making it a Ukrainian 1-2-3, but Rosa Horachova, I'm so surprised she was in second place, battling for so long. And well, whether she's just not showing on the map, or the times their chips don't register on the mat, so we will wait for that. but we hope she's okay if she hasn't been able to finish. So this now with 1.38 kilometers to go. I don't think that gap is going to close enough. This is now, I think, time to enjoy the run, enjoy the race, because this has been a dominant display. The gap, I think, did widen and was slightly closed. I think the chasers, the likes of Damien Vish, will probably be a bit disappointed they didn't go out slightly harder. But the athlete that's, well, really taking it to them. 1.2 kilometers, that right-hand turn, that would have been hard on tired legs. But he knows an hour has just passed. So he knows he's just over around about 3.5 minutes of distance running. So whether that's a smile or a grimace, I think it's more of a grimace right now. And the athletes, again, will do so many kilometer reps, so many reps around about the 3-minute mark that they'll be consistent and they know exactly what he needs to do. And, well, they'll probably look at a kilometer and think, well, I've got to run that inside 3 minutes. And so if he does that, then it's going to be right around the 64-minute mark. So Dorian Bolvin, the Belgium athlete, 61.25 lifetime best, second in Olympic. So he needed a good run today. He's exactly done that. Will it be enough to take the Euro Heroes title for 2025? So there's the 1 kilometer to go mark. I think the left-hand side of the screen maybe being a bit generous to our runners. A little bit further than that to go, judging by the official markers on the street there. So a little signal by the bike. We're looking now up the road. Dorian Bolvin now, he's not going to be challenged. He can really control his running, enjoy his running. A little bit of shade as well will be sought after. Will be more than enjoyable. And I can't wait to see what he can do in his next marathon. I think there's a big marathon in those legs. Been very impressed with this runner. The couple of times I've seen him, especially off the back of those European Road Running Championships, and dipping down to a little bit of track running as well. And now back to the half marathon distance and back hopefully prepping for a fast marathon. It might be the likes of Valencia, we might see him, or other fast marathons out there. But again, looks like he's prepping well. Looks like the winter work has gone back into their legs. It's been a hard day today in the heat, but I tell you what, it's going to be a very worthwhile run over 13.1 miles, 21.1 kilometers. So remember, 6,500 runners going over the different distances today, from the family and children's races to the Olympic 10K and the superb Orlan race there over the 10K distance, and then the para cycling event as well. But this is all about the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem. And this is about the half marathon distance. And it's all been about Dorian Bolvin, who's been a dominant runner from the very beginning. Now you can see he's started to relax. You see that lovely heel recovery. Again, a great shot by our lead motorbike of just the relaxed nature of our elite runners. If you're watching this at home, that's a great model, great technique. And look at that. Love seeing a smile. Half marathons are tough. Winning is tough. The training that goes into running a good half marathon and marathon is tough. But look at the speed now. He knows every second can be really vital to that Euro Heroes series. But he knows he's got to kick all the way. He can't just float over the line. This is his second performance he's going to be throwing down. We're keeping an eye on the clock. We know something around about the 64.20 mark would have been very competitive. I think he's going to be just outside that. But he's not going to be too far outside it. So he could elevate, could find himself on the Euro Heroes Series podium. But at what spot and what place? The tape is up here. The leader is into sight. The 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem, half marathon champion is going to be Belgium's Dorian Bolvin in 64 minutes and 38 seconds, taking the tape, taking the applause. He will be absolutely delighted. The RunCzech team will be applauding that superb bit of distance running in warm conditions here in September. Now, the battle is on for second. Who is going to take it? Charlie Toog was up there, and I think it is. Yes, it is. The Netherlands athlete. He's, well, in the leading spot overall at the moment in the Euro Heroes series. And he could well be the champion. We'll wait for confirmation of that. But he's going to be second today. Again, great to see him supporting so many of the races. Superb in the running. Kelly Hoog is going to take second place today. Popular figure. Stops the watch. And another very popular figure wearing number 9, Demjovic. Winner earlier on in the first race of the season in Kalvari. Not quite as fast as we expected off the back of his recent 10K, but building his way back up to fitness. Demjovic is going to take third place, first in the Czech runners home. So we will see him on the podium a couple of times later. And again, we're going to wait for confirmation time-wise. That might be good enough to put him on the podium of the Euro Heroes season as well. Standings. And this athlete was in second place. Bogdan Ivan Horowski went for it today. Really went for it. You can see he's paid a slight price for that. Was in second place, but was it too much of an effort today? I think he knew he had to go for it because the likes of Demjovic, the likes of Baldwin were pushing for those places. I'm not sure if he stuck that it would have been enough. So he had to twist today and coming up maybe slightly short, but I still think that's a fourth place finish. And this looks like some, again, tired legs. Taleb Latia, I think, yeah, it is. Looks like the heat, fatigue. It's, well, hit an athlete that, again, we've seen been a superb runner in the season, in the series previously. And he's definitely hit a little bit of fatigue today, going through 21 kilometres. And he will coast into that finishing line, which has got some great support, both sides. So some great local support as well. We hope there might have been a local runner on the top spot of the elite women's podium, but there won't be top spot. But we will wait to see whether Teresa Harachova has dropped out of the race because she didn't come up on the mat in the latter stages of the race. But we'll get confirmation of that. There is the top 3 men's race. It's confirmed at 64.39 for Baldwin. 65.33, Demjovic 65.58. And we got some results in the split. Yeah, Teresa Horachova was missing from that 15 kilometers. So, or I should say that 10-mile split, going through 56 exactly. So that's great. So she hadn't dropped off. I think a chip hadn't shown and it didn't come up on the screen, but it has now. So at the moment, there is Czech interest in second place. But now 68.23 for our leader. From an athlete that's been on the top spot twice here previously. And this is a dominant display. Following the lead vehicle, making sure that she follows the fastest line. Again, a little bit of shade will be fought after as well, after what's been some warm conditions. We expected the time to fall around about the 72 mark, maybe even into the 73, given that she's not been under pressure in the latter stages of this race. Had a chance to sit back maybe, and she passes 20 kilometers. So she knows 1.1 kilometers of distance running on the streets to go. And Valeria Tedenko has been a brilliant runner to watch today, and she's going to absolutely love this. It's probably her favourite place to run in Europe, if not the world, having already won here twice. This will be a third time victor. And going down the different results, I don't think we've ever had someone win 3 times at an event, so I might be corrected by the RunCzech team, but there's not too many people that have been that successful. And even though I look back at the history of this race, and its 15th year now, Perishchuk, who ran the World Championship recently and took the gold medal, the Olympic champion from 2016, 2 times winner here in 2015 and 2016. But looking down at that long list, even in the men's as well, no one's ever won this race 3 times. And so to be on the top spot 3 times means that you need huge consistency. You also need a little bit of luck maybe in terms of form. But she's been dominant and been such an impressive runner. In the last 2 5K splits have just got subtly faster. And it's going to be interesting what this last 5K split is, having gone through 10 miles in 55 minutes and 29 seconds. You can see we're going towards 71 minutes on the race clock. It's been a very impressive bit of running. You can see it's like downhill here. So lifting that leg speed, picking up the pace, very impressive. And driving those arms. I said a really good lesson to any of our youngsters out there for form, for technique, for maintaining your form in the latter stages of a distance race. That's why a lot of runners spend a lot of time in the gym doing different conditioning exercises. It's not just about running. And, maybe doesn't need to look round quite as much as that, because I think it is with that camera angle. It's assured now. Title is in the bag. Bit of impressive bit of beach ball in the background there. Bit of over one of the barriers. So, but impressive techers right now is our leader. Valeria Zinkenko is a champion here multiple times, and she's going to be champion again. The whistles from the crowd, the applause from the crowd, because this has been a superb display. Mattoni on the top of the elite vehicle there, the title sponsors of this series, of this festival of running, and this wonderful location of northern Bohemia, just close to the German border. But we've had a great chance to recognise a superb elite men's winner in Dorian Bolvin. And now with 72 minutes and 33 minutes on the race clock, 21 kilometres complete. It's the final home straight for our elite women's winner. And it's been a superb bit of distance running. A chance to smile, a chance to wave the Ukrainian flag here at the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem. And the half marathon champion from the Ukraine, Valeria Zinkenko, has taken the title just outside 73 minutes for the 3rd time. She's on the top spot. Harachova, who we didn't know dropped off, whether she dropped off the tracker, but she's back on it and she's in 2nd place. And this is going to be a very, very popular 2nd place. First, the Czech runners home. She's smiling. Love to see her back at the marathon distance. 26th in those Paris Olympic Games. Also racing Tokyo as well. The champion from 12 months ago. 2nd place today. Teresa Harachova there. Big, big smiles. She gave it absolutely everything in terms of trying to defend your title. That was an impressive defense, because she gave it 110%, but just came up slightly short behind an athlete that was very impressive. And interesting, wearing one of those new headbands that is meant to cool down the system. And I'm fascinated to see, going back to Julia Pattermain for the World Champs Marathon, she ran in one of those, and many of the world's marathon runners wore them as well. They meant to cool down the system, and but yeah, seeing a bit of technology, not just in shoes, but in headwear now as well. So we're waiting to see who closes out the podium for the elite women. It was a battle of the Ukrainians for that 3rd place. I think who might be in that 3rd place based off the 10-mile split. 74 minutes on the race clock. I think it was Marina Nemchenko And there she is, the athlete that was second last year. I think she's going to be delighted to be back on the podium again. Maybe not the one spot up that she would have wanted, but it's going to be third place for, again, a consistent performer. Maybe not the time she would have wanted, but it's going to be another spot on the podium. So that will make it a Ukrainian 1, a Ukrainian 3. And there was the third of the Ukrainians, I think, back in 4th place as well. So well done, Marinina Nemchenko. 3rd place today. Mattoni emblem flying on that towel. And that towel is going to be needed, I think, just to cool down the body. So some superb results. And if you are looking for further results as well, check out the RunCzech app as well. Download it. Loads of great information on there. You can enter various races. Like I said, there are the different races in the RunCzech half marathon series as well as the always popular Prague half marathon and marathons as well. So good finish, another top finish in there. That was Maria Mazdarenko, the third of the Ukrainians. You can see the heat maybe just got to her a little bit in those latter stages as our, champion again for the 3rd time takes the interviews, and again, be fascinated to see and hear how she felt and having been on the course. That's her slowest winning time, I think, but she won't mind one bit. It wasn't about times today. It was all about positions. The positions now are going to be fought for. And don't forget, especially those top 3 of our Czech runners as well, that will feature on the podium. Remember, presentations coming up after as well. And if you are hanging on to see any friends and family on the stream will continue after as well. So you get plenty of time. So that's another finisher across the line. And that could be Miza. So there's the top 3 women's times there. Confirmation 73.01. Zenetenko, Herachova second, 73 minutes and 34 seconds. Nemchenko, 75 minutes and 19 seconds. So again, this World Athletics labelled event, again, supported, and European Athletics, such good supporters of this event series as well, knowing the importance that it has in supporting our European athletes and making sure that they have a pathway to that stepping stone to the likes of those European Road Running Championships as well. And just so impressive. And the athletes themselves now, 21 kilometers for another athlete. That's always a welcome sign, as they know that that's just the case of battling now in that home straight to that finishing line. And again, inside 80 minutes, so some good performances. That could be one of our Czech athletes. It could well feature on the podium. I'll try and wait for confirmation of that. And a little bit of a celebration there. That could be Gabriel. Yeah, I think it is. Just outside her lifetime best. But it's over. And there's confirmation of the top 10 in the elite men's race. And Bolvin there. Dominant win. Just under a minute in the end. We thought that gap might close very slightly. Actually, in anything, he picked it up at the end. We'll wait to see what that time does to the Euro Heroes series overall scores. And you can see going down there. And Gaspar Sestriere, who was the champion 12 months ago, down in 9th place. But Damien Viech will be a very popular podium finisher in 3rd place in the elite men's, but also 1st of the Czech runners home. As the elite men's results flash up on the screen, there's still plenty of time for our masses to stream across that finishing line as we head to another ad break. So welcome back again to the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem. It's been a superb 50th edition of this race. And in the 15 years, I don't think we've seen some better races that we've had today. It's been really exciting to see the front running that we've had. I think as a distance runner myself, to see runners going to the front, pushing the pace on. Often the skill of front running gets lost, but today we saw it with Dorian Bolvin winning the men's and Valeria Zimchenko winning the women's. It was a win for Belgium, a win for the Ukraine athletes, but now it's about the masses. As the spectators get course side, they'll be cheering these runners on into the late afternoon, into the evening. It'll be a party-like atmosphere here. It's been a festival of running. I think nearly 6,500 runners over the different distances that we've had, from the superb junior races, always so popular, the junior races. We had also the Olen 10K earlier today as well. So the family Bambino Run, as well as the Swaskami Cup in the paracycling, as well as the half marathon relay. Some of these runners, so if you do watch any runners coming down across the finishing line with a lot of gas in their legs, maybe they're part of the relay race as well. But the half marathon, so competitive. But I think the fact that it was all meaning to points, to those prizes, and there's another runner finishing, crossing a line towards those Euro Heroes series for 2025. Following on from what's been a busy titles that have been claimed over the last 3 years or so. So Sebastian Hendel, 2024, and Marina Limchenko, fourth, third place today. The winner 12 months ago, but I don't think she'll be taking that title this year. That will be going to a new home. But again, we wait for confirmation of those final results. The leader was Nora Szabo in the women's, and Nora not here today. So the Hungarian athlete that ran so well, Maxivel Sola as well, who has been very, very competitive. But again, we'll wait for confirmation of those final results. However, Konchova has made her way up that leaderboard, but also in the men's as well. Dorian Bolvin, where does his time put him in the overall standings? As a men's recap from the gunfire, it seems 5 minutes ago, and it's almost 90 minutes ago from that gun being fired and the runners, the pacing flags on their way. So who was the earliest leader? The Dutch athlete that would end up in second place. You can see the pace, the cadence of our leading 5 athletes. Podjonski on the right-hand side of the screen, currently in second place in the Euro Heroes season standings, going through 5K inside 15 minutes, and that was the cue for Dorian Bolvin, top 10 in the European Road Running Championships in the marathon. So he's got huge strength in the legs. Second place here in Olympic, and decided that enough was enough, that he was going to push the pace on, that he was going to ask all the questions of the chasing group behind, and he was going to make his way to the front. And through 15 kilometers, a slight slowing pace, but he was always in control. A season that started back in the 17th of May at Karlovy, 31st of May, Česká Budějovice, and at Olympic on the 14th of June, where we saw this man take the runner-up position. And that day, he was beaten by Mosherman, but there was no one beating him today. And even a turn of speed over the last 400 meters, but in inside 65 minutes. And those seconds could mean vital points to the overall standings. And lovely running action. And he had time to celebrate, but he still maintained his pace to the finishing line, signalling, celebrating, title taken. And second place, the early aggressor, Dale Koog, who got out there and decided to make the pace. Had to finish second today. The leader coming into the standings overall. I don't think he'll improve that. Won't improve his overall time. And Demian Vish will get a completion of his Euro Heroes series overall. So again, wait to see what his title or his points total up to as well. But he's definitely the first to Czech runners home, and he'll be third on the podium. The elite women's race, 5 athletes again made their way clear, and it was the defending champion Teresa Herachova, who was the leader through around about just 17 through 5 kilometers. She showed her strength on the hill. The 3 Ukrainian athletes, Nintenko, Nemchenko and Mazarenko, were all right in contention there. But it was the 2-time champion, the champion from 2022, 2023, Valeria Tintenko, who decided that enough was enough, and again showed really good strength in the latter stages. The pace slightly increased. She then maintained it in the final stages, and I was very impressed with this athlete that showed good pedigree over 5k, 10k, now the half marathon. She's already run 70 minutes, but I think there's a marathon debut in the future. Cruising through 15 kilometers, and you can just see that she ate up the ground over the final stages, and yeah, grew almost stride by stride. Olchova kept the gap consistent to the chasers behind her, but it was all about the leader, all about the victor. And she had a chance to celebrate, grab the Ukrainian flag for the final 0.1 of a kilometer and hold it out from behind there. Valeria Zintenko, your champion for 2025. Mattoni logo being placed as Horachova takes a really popular, ever popular second place. And she'll be delighted with that. And the Euro Heroes title winner in 2024. And second place here last year, third place today. Marina Nemchenko will be, again, delighted to be on the podium, as there's confirmation of that podium and the top 8 as well, with the best of the Czech runners behind. And you can see Zinchenko there. That's an impressive 73.01 in warm conditions. Harachova's 73.34. Nemchenko, 75 minutes and 19 seconds. And again, a beautiful aerial shot as well, just showing the landscape, the different locations. That I love the fact running now is all about being a tourist, getting off the beaten track as well. So whether you're watching this from around Europe, you know, get your entries in, come and do this next year. A great place to visit, and an afternoon race as well means that you've got plenty of time for travel, plenty of time for a leisurely morning, and then also you get your race in the afternoon, and then you can head out for some food and some nice drinks. There's confirmation of the podium. You can see Bolvin on the centre, and superb running. Chog in second place on the left. Demian Vic, very popular, third place today. The European steeplechase finalist as well. I'd love to see him return to the steeplechase next year. European champs are in Birmingham in the UK, so he'll be looking to get back into that steeplechase form, or whether I think that Czech record should be under threat. I mentioned it earlier, 61.33 back to 1997. One of our Czech runners, I think it's about time they put a good half marathon block in. And given his quality over shorter distances, I mean, one of the fastest times that we've seen by a Czech athlete for a while, 13:38, I think, for 10K recently. But I think it's about time that 61.31 record was broken. But it's celebrations for athletes there, and the prizes and awards of those athletes, trophies from Agito, who produced the Tour de France trophies. I love this when we did this back in May and June, because it was pre-Tour de France, and having watched the Tour de France, I was looking very closely at those trophies being presented, and I just love the fact that our athletes here get presented with trophies from that superb company. So great to see. And there's a good number of those trophies now in the collection of all those 3 athletes on the podium there. So they navigated what was a superb event today. The course changed slightly from last year, so reconstruction of the bridge, so they couldn't cross over the Elbe River, but the highlight was going through the chemical factory. But I love the fact, I said that earlier, they reduce production every year. So that's the Solchemi, and they produce just for our runners. That's how nice they are. And that was at 14.5 kilometers. So remember, it's an event that you can get yourselves out to in 12 months' time, as there's our elite women on the screen. And just confirmation again of that top 10. And I think we're expect them on the podium. So 11% international foreigners, so we can get that up in 12 months' time. So jump on a flight, jump on a car, go and visit, and go and see a different place, Northern Bohemia. And what a great different location to get off the beaten path. And check out that RunCzech half marathon series as well. Great opportunity to take part in different half marathons and build yourself up to that super medal. And that you've got a few extra months to do it. It doesn't have to be done in a 12-month calendar year. But and again, that series will start. Euro Heroes season will start again in May. Karlovy will be where it all kicks off. The action will kick off. The European athletes will be fighting hard for those places in every single race. And that's what we've seen. The RunCzech team that have done an amazing job of making sure that our athletes get supported. And they make sure that our athletes have a pathway that they can build towards to prep them then to challenge not just the best in Europe, but the best in world as well. And Carlo Cabaldo will be absolutely delighted with the work over this 4-race series. And thanks again to the sponsors, all those that play their part, the volunteers. You can see them manning the drink stations. And on a hot day like today, they needed them just as much as the confirmation of the top 10 elite men again on the screen. And again, those that are out on the course, making sure that the infrastructure, the course is measured to precision, and all of the infrastructure of the start-finish area are put into place. There's the top 3 in the elite women's race, getting ready to take their top spots on the podium. 3rd place was a superb performance. Marina Nemchenko, you can see there her performance there, 75 minutes and 19 seconds. And Teresa Horachova was a superb runner-up. The confirmation of her time, 73 minutes and 34 seconds. Winning time. Superb performance. Maria Zemchenko, what a superb run. Dominant run today. Winning by 33 seconds. 73 minutes and 1 second. And again, the medals, the flowers, and the Agito trophy. And there is the glass trophies that you can see. They'll be, I'm sure, boxed away safely for any travel after. And there's been some spectacular size trophies as well. I always wonder, and athletes have to navigate flights to get them on as well. Hopefully they go as hand luggage and not under the plane, given the delicate nature of the glass. Mattoni water also will be much needed, as it will be flowing on the tables later tonight, I'm sure, during most people's dinners. And look at the prizes. That's a selection, a stack of prizes. Absolutely love that. Again, the RunCzech team make sure the runners are well supported. They get a huge amount of support from various different supporters and sponsors. The entries in the half marathon We're at almost 4,000. And again, I'm sure RunCzech would like to increase that in the future.
Marina Němčenko, Tereza Hrochová, Valeria Ziněnko. Nejlepší trojice dnešního konečného hodnocení nejlepších žen celkového pořadí Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem roku 2025.
So again, it's been superb being on commentary for the 2025 Mattoni Running Festival, Ústí nad Labem. Superb winning performances by Dorian Bolvin of Belgium, Valery Zazenko of Ukraine. It's been a wonderful Euro Heroes series for 2025, and we can't wait to see you back in 2026.
Kdyby si auta mohla sama vybrat, tankovala by kvalitní paliva Orlen. Následujte kvalitu. Orlen. Společně na cestě vpřed.
A tohle? A tohle?
Ano.
A tohle?
Jo.
A tohle?
Ano.
A tohle?
Ano. Šetřete čas i peníze. DM vždy výhodně.
Mattoni už není, doplň minerály. Mattoni už není, doplň minerály.
Jako vždycky?
Ionizováno.
Vaše tělo si žádá vyvážené minerály. Mattoni je dodá každý den. Mattoni je život.
Největší nápor, který máme těsně před 2 hodinou. Obávám se, že dneska to bude těsně po 2 hodině. Vzhledem k tomu, jak je přece jenom velké vedro, tak si myslím, že víc závodníků půjde spíš na 2:10 než na 2. A je to samozřejmě rozumné rozhodnutí. Naprosto jednoznačně. Tohle počasí v okamžiku, kdy na to člověk nemá natrénováno, není na to zvyklý, tak je to rozhodně lepší. Bezpečnější jít na to, aby si nepoškodil zdraví. A jdeme ale pěkně do cílové lajny. V letošním předposledním závodě na českém území série RunCzech čeká nás samozřejmě ještě jeden atypický závod, a to konkrétně Mattoni Liberec Nature Run, a to už za 2 týdny a 1 den k tomu, protože v Liberci se běží nestandardně v neděli, tak ale nestandardně v městě začíná a potom se dobíhá zpátky do centra Liberce. Ale jinak se běží venku, běží se lesem, běží se po lesních cestičkách přes kameny, mimo jiné i přes funkční důl se spěchá do cílové lajny buď 12 nebo 22 km a je to pořádně kopcovité. Rozhodně se nedá říct, že by to bylo 12 km jednodušší než půlmaraton. Z pohledu závodníků, kteří mají tohle umění, tak říkali, hladký půlmaraton je zhruba jako 12-kilometrová trať na Liberec Nature Run, protože ten stoupáč tak dává pořádně zabrat. Samozřejmě hodně to závisí na počasí. V Liberci jsme mockrát závodili za mokra, za doslova a do písmene uklouzaných podmínek. Je to pro závodníky nebylo vůbec jednoduché, nejenom v běhu nahoru, ale také v sebězích. Je to na kamenech hodně klouzalo. Třetí štafeta nám spěchá do cílové lajny, i všechny 3 štafety tak budeme mít cíly. Já zhruba za 20 minut budeme na stupních vítězů moc dekorovat. Ty nejlepší, kteří to zvládli v souboji štafet s dnešní tratí vůbec nejlépe, tedy že si dokázali tak dobře rozdělit 21 km a 97,5 metru v tom nejlepším možném gardu, tedy v tomto případě na 3x5 km a jednou 6 km a 97,5 metru k tomu. Ale za pár desítek sekund už vám také budeme na stupni vítězů představovat nejlepší závodníky z České republiky a samozřejmě i nejlepší závodnice z České republiky v tom konečném finálním pořadí 15. ročníku Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem v rámci roku 2025, abychom se pak mohli zase vrátit do prostoru modrého koberce, kde můžete dál, a jsem rád, že to děláte, vítat ty, kteří míří do cíle v tuhle chvíli úspěšně pod hranicí 1 hodiny a 45 minut. Tady je ještě dost času na to, aby se pod 1:45 dostali závodníci do cíle. Zase to poznáte podle Flying, kteří budou mířit na 1:45 naprosto přesně v tom čipovém času dnešního závodního vystoupení, tak aby jste měli dobrý přehled o tom, jak to na trati vypadá a jak to na trati také vypadalo s ohledem na to, jak závodníci zvládli uplynulých 21 km, kdy nám spěchali do cíle. Na 1:45 bude závodníky přivádět Veronika Králová a Vojta Knespl. Závodníky, které tady budeme mít každou chvilkou na cílové lajně. A my také už každou chvíli budeme dekorovat ty nejlepší české závodnice a závodníky na stupních vítězů, jakožto ty z nejlepších v konečném hodnocení redukovaného pořadí mezi českými atletkami a českými atlety. Na trati běželi nejrychleji z českých závodnic a závodníků a proto vystoupají na stupni vítězů jako nejlepší Češi a nejlepší Češi konečného pořadí 15. ročníku Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem. V tom konečném souboji jsme tak viděli úspěšné vítězné závodníky z České republiky v tom celkovém pořadí a teď budeme mít to srovnání mezi českými atletkami a atlety. Dámy a pánové, připraveno vyhlášení těch nejlepších českých závodnic a závodníků. Ladies and gentlemen, the awards ceremony of Mattoni Ústí nad Labem half marathon in the category Best Czech Ladies and Best Czech Men is ready. Na třetím místě se umístili in the third place are Gabriela Vejkrtová, Petr Hošna. Druhá příčka A Michaela Čepová, Matěj Zima. A vítězství berou úspěšní i v celkovém pořadí Tereza Hrochová a Damian Vích. Gratulovat těm nejlepším českým závodnicím a závodníkům přichází nejenom sobě navzájem, ale také Petr Nedvědický, primátor města Ústí nad Labem. Předávat medaile bude nejlepším Češkám a nejlepším Čechům konečného pořadí 15. ročníku Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem. The mayor of the city of Ústí nad Labem, Petr Nedvědický, is congratulating and handing over the medals to the best three ladies and the best three men from the Czech Republic of 15th edition of Mattoni half marathon Ústí nad Labem. To, že to nebyl vůbec jednoduchý závod, bylo vidět i tady v zákulisích, kdo jak sbíral síly. Je to vidět i na stupních vítězů, když se podíváte na to, jaké boty zvolil Damian Vích pro to, aby byl připravený na dnešní stupně a aby nohy dostaly alespoň trochu odpočinout po těch závodních speciálech. Tentokrát bez uhlíku. Botek, které dají nohám trošku klidu. Ruce ale klid nedostanou, protože přichází Adéla Víchová, brand manažerka společnosti Mattoni, aby nejenom gratulovala, ale také předávala trofeje ze sklářské dílny Ayatollah Sweet. Special crystal trophies from Ayatollah Sweet editions are being handed over by Mrs. Adéla Víchová, brand manager of Mattoni. Další hodnotné ceny vítězům potom věnovali partneři akce, konkrétně statutární město Ústí nad Labem, Ústecký kraj, Vodafone, Orlen, Ústí nad Labem, tedy myšleno v tomto případě Ústecký kraj. Further valuable presents for the winners were given over by the fathers of the event, City of Ústí nad Labem, Ústí nad Labem Region, Vodafone and Orlen. Navíc pro vítěze je připravený speciální voucher na pitný režim od společnosti Mattoni. The winners will also receive a special voucher for drinking regime by Mattoni. Gratulovat tak můžeme těm nejlepším závodnicím a závodníkům, kteří, vypadá to rovnou Matonkou slavit, nebudou na nic čekat. Tak na zdraví těm nejlepším. V tomto případě té dvakrát české trojici Gabriela Vekertová, Michala Čepová, Tereza Hrochová, Petr Hošna, Matěj Zima a Damián Vích. Formálnější oslava si zaslouží samozřejmě i českou hymnu na počest těch nejlepších závodníků z České republiky, závodníků, které máme teď na stupních vítězů. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the Czech Republic. Gabriela Vekertová, Michala Čepová a Tereza Hrochová. A mezi muži Petr Hošna, Matěj Zima a Damián Vích. Trojice nejlepších žen, trojice nejlepších mužů, pro něj ještě připravené ceny od Orlenu, jakožto poděkování za skvělé výkony na trati pro 3 nejlepší dámy a 3 nejlepší muže konečného hodnocení Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem, které máme teď společně na stupních vítězů. 3 nejlepší Češky, 3 nejlepší Češi na stupních vítězů. Na stupních budeme dnes gratulovat ještě dalším, a to těm vítězným, v tomto případě konkrétně štafetám, zhruba ve 3/4/5. Je přivítáme na 1., 2. a 3. stupínku konečného hodnocení, proto abychom se dozvěděli, kdo a jak si vedl právě ve štafetovém souboji dnešních 21 km a 97,5 metru. Ale mezi tím budeme na modrém koberci vítat další z 3750 běžkyň a běžců, kteří vyrazili na trať a velká část z nich už je za cílovou branou. I přesto velké horko, tak se dneska běželo zase velmi rychle. Jsem hodně zvědavý na statistiku, jak to dání se loňským rokem, kolik závodníků a závodníků drželo, jaké tempo, jaký rytmus. Navíc samozřejmě dáno i tím, jak se změnila trať. A je jiná než v loňském roce, vzhledem k tomu, jaké probíhají opravy na území města Ústí nad Labem. Tak nám do cílové lajny budou dobíhat další závodnice a závodníci s časem někde na hranici 1 hodiny a 50 minut, protože tady se pohybujeme už na hranici koridoru BC, což znamená, že tam už to přece jenom nějakou chvíli trvalo, než se nám závodníci dostali vůbec do startu. Některé z koridorů dokonce ještě o něco pozdější, proto samozřejmě také budeme odečítat víc. V tom konečném výsledku pro všechny závodníky platí, že mají jednak oficiální čas, ale taky čas čipový, což znamená, že to je ten čas, který se započítává výhradně pouze a jenom pro ně, a to jak v cíli, tak samozřejmě na mezičase, aby všichni měli dokonalé srovnání a přehled o tom, jak to na trati vypadalo. To je pro nás 5 km před cílovou lajnou, protože těch 16,1 je ten mezičas, který nás pak zajímá evidentně. Na té poslední 5 se hodně ukazuje, kdo jak dokázal rozhodnout svoje síly a jak se nachystal na těch posledních 5 km, jak to dokázal zvládnout v té kombinaci měkkého počasí a samozřejmě těžké tratě. We have all those who are right now pushing hard towards the finish line on the edge of 1 hour and 50 minutes. In this case, I would 55 minutes, sorry, 50 minutes, 1:55. I would say that these guys and ladies are successfully pushing on the level of 1:55 because it took nearly 4 minutes to every single one of the competitors to cross the starting line, meaning that those who were in the last section of the goal, in the last corridor, needed nearly 4 minutes to start their race, to start their chip, meaning that they have plenty of time to be in the finish line under 1:55. There is no question there. Jeden z borců, který nám teď v zeleném dobíhá, všimněte si na jeho prsou 2 červených fleků. Ano, jsou to rozedřené bradavky, nebyly zalepené nebo alespoň vazelínou upravené, a to se občas stane, dost to bolí a je to dost nepříjemné, ale myslím, že tady to nebude ještě tak hrozné. Na maratonské trati to bývá opravdu někde velmi nepříjemné a při tréninku bude velký běh, potom také pomáhá leukoplast. Jednoduchá obyčejná náplast může být i se zvířátky, pokud máte doma děti, snad vám nějakou dají a potom to spolek nebolí a nebolí rozhodně vůbec, protože jinak je to hodně nepříjemné. Byť to vypadá než ve skutečnosti. Blížíme do cílové lajny suverénně po 2 hodiny. To je ta hranice, kde přijmete, jak je zaplněná cílová lajna. A důležité bude udělat to srovnání. Tak, jak vypadá těsně po 2 hodiny a jak bude vypadat těsně na 2 hodiny. Uvidíte ten obrovský rozdíl, který doufám si tvrdit, že i v tom dnešním těžkém počasí bude prostě platit. Protože jdete na nějaký limit a těsně před ním nám bude dobíhat víc závodníků než těsně po něm. Statisticky se ukazuje, že když porovnáme počet závodníků, kteří doběhnou 5 minut před 2 hodinami a 5 minut po 2 hodinách, tak je to poměr 3:2. 3 závodníci se dostanou po 2 hodiny ve srovnání se 2 závodníky, kteří se dostanou těsně na 2 hodiny. A tam to skutečně není ten rozdíl v tom, že by to bylo v nohách, tam je to 90% jednoznačně v hlavě, protože tohle je to, co ten dlouhý běh dává, hodně taky pere, samozřejmě nejenom času na trénink, ale samozřejmě hodně té fyzické síly, ale to dává to morální, protože dává opravdu tu ukázku toho, kdo co vydrží, kdo co dá, kdo co dokáže pušnout, alespoň o kousek víc, protože tam to samotné závody. Na půlmaratonu už jednoznačně a na maratonu pak absolutně záleží strašně moc o tom, co má kdo v hlavě. A to se do života zatraceně hodí, dost často daleko víc, než větší objem, než větší objem tricepsů nebo tricepsů. Hodina 59 minut a 40 sekund je ten čas, který svítí na tabuli. To ale znamená, že ještě spousta času na to dostat se po 2 hodiny. Tady je ještě spousta prostoru doběhnout po 120 minut dnešní závodě. Naprosto jednoznačně všechny, které máme v cílové lajně, tak budeme mít cíly po 2 hodiny. Tady není kam spěchat, tady není vůbec důvod se hnát, tady je důvod si užít posledních pár desítek metrů závodu, protože tady je to jednoznačně po 2 hodiny, naprosto suverénně, s přehledem, není o čem diskutovat. Ještě nevidím ani na začátku cílové rovinky naše pacemakery, co jdou na 2 hodiny. Myslím si, že tady objeví zhruba tak za půl minuty, protože ti, co šli na 2 hodiny, tak přebíhali někde o 2 minuty později, než byl startovní výstřel. A tady nám bude nabíhat přesně ta hranice těch, kteří to dneska přišli úspěšně. Dokázali se to vytáhnout ty poslední doložené energie, tak aby mohli úspěšně útočit na hranici 2 hodin v rámci dnešního půlmaratonského závodu na 21 km a 97,5 metru, tak budou mít čas. Hranice 2 hodin padne, hranice 2 hodin padne úspěšně. Bez debat a diskuzí v drtivé většině případů, těch, kteří nám teď probíhají. To museli být úplné výjimky těch, co byli na začátku startovního pole, aby tohle neplatilo. A myslím, že jak se dívám na ty koridory, ze kterých závodníci startovali, je to velké písmeno v pravém dolním rohu jejich startovního čísla, tak tady to bude dost jednoznačné, že to 2 hodiny budou úspěšně zvládnuté na trati 21 km a 97,5 metru. V okamžiku, kdy oficiální čas ukazuje 2 hodiny a 2 minuty od startovního výstřelu rukou primátora Ústí nad Labem. Znamená to tak, že nám budou nabíhat další, kteří půjdou do cílové lajny v dnešním závodě. Většinou s úsměvem a v pohodě, tady je to pohlídané. Ty hraniční okamžiky teprve přijdou, nebo samozřejmě přišli na trati a byly zvládnuté, protože málo kdo si během už půlmaratonu a potom tuplem během maratonu neprojde nějakou krizí, ať už větší nebo menší. Probíhají pak různé varianty, co kdo radí. Někdy to trošičku projít, někdy to prostě rozdýchat, někdy chvilku myslet na něco úplně jiného, někdo si pouští hudbu, někdo si projde občerstvovačkou, ale ta asi nejslavnější, hrada, která přichází ze všech koutů světa, a teď budu ocitovat, není to z mé hlavy, vyberte si nějaký hezký zadek před vámi a následujte jej. Find a nice spot in front of you and follow it. To většinou bývá ta rada, která přichází ze stran, samozřejmě myšlena s nadsázkou, ale ukazuje na to, že člověk potřebuje změnit to myšlení, potřebuje to udělat ne fyzicky, ale psychicky, potřebuje tu hlavu zaměstnat, aby se dostal do cílové lajny tak, jak potřebuje, tak, jak to zvládá a tak, jak to může zvládnout, co možná nejlépe i na takové tratě, jako je půlmaratonská distance. 21 km a 97 metrů. Půl metru k tomu ještě navrch, aby to byla přesně ta půlmaratonská, protože tam nás pak čeká 42 km a 195 metrů. Máme tady certifikovanou trať, která je nastavená přesně tak, aby souhlasila s tím, co vyžadují požadavky Mezinárodní atletické federace, proto aby bylo všechno takové, jaké má být, aby se mohly časy započítávat na mezinárodní scéně a mohlo se s nimi počítat, ať už vyrazíte případně kdekoliv. ...21 km a 97,5 metrů k tomu stejná porce, kterou musí zvládnout všichni závodníci bez ohledu na to, kde byli nasazeni, v jakém koridoru a jakým způsobem do dnešního závodu vlétli a s čím si museli poradit na trati. Trať stejná, ale zážitky hodně rozmanité. To je to, co k dlouhému běhu bezesporu patří naprosto jednoznačně. Znamená to tedy, že si musí každý vybojovat tak trochu tu svůj unikátní specifickou bitvu. Na druhou stranu dlouhému běhu také patří, že tam potkáte spoustu skvělých lidí. Měli jsme hned několik maratonských svadeb. Měli jsme svatbu, kdy nám novomanželé závodili a cestou se zastavili, vzali se a rozběhli jako manželé. Běželi jako zasnoubení na start a do cíle už jsme měli manželský pár. A ano, samozřejmě dáma běžela v bílých šatech a muž běžel v černém obleku. Bylo to pod kyvadlem, kde stvrdili svoji společnou cestu nejenom do cílové lajny, ale životem. Okamžiku, kdy jsme startovali, bylo 14 hodin 30 minut. Teď už jsme o poznání dál v dnešním závodním vystoupením a to znamená o víc než 2 hodiny, v tomto případě 2 hodiny a 7 minut. V praxi to tak znamená, že jsme těsně před hranicí oficiálního času 2 hodiny 10, ale samozřejmě platí, že zase musíme odečítat a tady už je naprosto jednoznačně výraznou část v desítkách sekund od toho oficiálního času, protože závodníci a závodnice, kteří jdou teď do cíle, jsou třeba z Ečkového koridoru a to znamená, že 3 minuty budou muset jít dolů v tom konečném hodnocení, aby to bylo férové srovnání. Ale to záleží, jak kdo dnes vystartoval a dneska zvládl svoje půlmaratonské plání. V předposledním závodě letošní série RunCzech, kde už se půlmaraton nepoběží na českém území, čeká nás 12 a 22 km, tentokrát ale mimo město, startuje se v Liberci, před radnicí, finišuje se taky tam, po takovém, pokud jde o start, se začíná hned takovým mírným stoupáním, potom přijde ale to pravé stoupání, které vede skrz důl, ve kterém se stále ještě těží. A podle toho, jakou trať si zvolíte, tak podle toho vás čekají výhledy. Na té dlouhé trati jsou nádherné výhledy na vodní plochu, která na vás čeká zhruba v polovině závodu, ale je to teda pořádná porce práce, nejenom co se týká vzdálenosti, ale co se také týká výškových metrů. To je potenciální program za 15 dní, protože v Liberci se Mattoni Liberec Nature běží netradičně na sérii RunCzech v neděli místo v sobotu. Je to dáno v tom případě tím, že se závodí den po parlamentních volbách, to znamená pátek, sobota volby, v neděli potom Mattoni Nature Liberec. Rok 2026 už má vypsané svoje závody v sérii RunCzech, takže samozřejmě jste zváni. Na webu RunCzech budou nejenom ty termíny na příští rok pro vás k dispozici, ale také možnost prohlédnout si výsledky jak vaše, tak samozřejmě vašich přátel a kamarádů, mířících třeba i v tuhle chvíli do cílové lajny 15. ročníku Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem, protože všechno tam bude pro závodnice a závodníky k dispozici, tak abyste mohli porovnávat, kdo si jak vedl na trati, a to klidně v jednotlivých částech. míříme do cílové lajny s těmi, kteří jdou úspěšně na 2 hodiny 10 minut. Jak jsme avizovali, tak tady bude mít velkou porci závodníků a to se teď děje. V cílové rovince už máme i Jardu, který dneska prováděl potraty nejenom co do času, ale také jako místňák. Už budeme mít kompletně Věrču a Jirku při náběhu na posledních 100 metrů dnešního závodního vystoupení. A všimněte si, jaká je za nimi díra, tedy ten prostor, který je za nimi vzniká tím, že většina závodníků, kteří jdou na tuhle linii 2 hodin 10 minut, to úspěšně zvládnou. Někteří můžou startovat ještě navíc těch zadních polí, že startovali tady později, nežli právě naši pacemakeri, a tím pádem oni můžou být ještě pod tou 2hodinovou a 10minutovou hranicí také zapsáni. Jejich výsledky samozřejmě budou na webu RunCzech.com. Samozřejmě všechny možné fotky taky tam stejně tak jako na sociálních sítích série RunCzech, kde můžete mrknout, jak vám to na trati dneska slušelo. V tom souboji konečného hodnocení pak máte porovnání samozřejmě se všemi závodnicemi a závodníky dnešního 15. ročníku Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem. There's a couple right now running towards the finish line, and they are finishing this part of their journey. And I'm not speaking about the 21 kilometers, because these two from Great Britain have been married for 50 years this day. So congratulations, keeping fingers crossed for the next 50 to be happy together, to enjoying the road, not just running here in the Czech Republic. Dvojice Britů, která nám teď dobíhá do cílové lajny, tak dneska slaví nejenom zvládnutých 21 kilometrů, ale také společných 50 let. 50. výročí si oslavili tím dnešním 21-kilometrovým vypečeným závodem, který společně teď dotáhli do cílové lajny. Tak držíme palce na dalších ne 21, ale dalších 50 společných nikoli kilometrů, ale let, které budou znamenat, doufejme, spoustu spokojenosti a štěstí nejenom na závodní trati. Závodnice a závodníci nám uspěchají do cílové lajny. Já se budu přesouvat ke studiu vítězů tak, abychom vám tam mohli představit ty nejlepší štafety dnešního závěrečného pořadí, konečného hodnocení 21 km a 97,5 metrů, souboje rozděleného do 3x5 a jednou 6 km samozřejmě, necelých 100 metrů k tomu tak, aby to bylo kompletní poncí půlmaratonského klání pro všechny, kteří se pustili do dnešního závodního boje. Jak jsme slíbili, tak také učiníme a představím vám ty nejlepší štafety celkového dnešního pořadí 15. ročníku Mattoni půlmaratonu Ústí nad Labem, proto abychom mohli dekorovat ty, kteří si vůbec nejlépe rozdělili mezi sebe 21 km a 97,5 metru, tedy 3x5 km a jednou 6 km a 97,5 metru k tomu. Hned 3 nejlepší štafety a nejlepší v cíli za 1:19:10. Výborné tempo, které museli závodníci držet na trati na svých vytyčených úsecích. The award ceremony of Mattoni Ústí nad Labem Half Marathon in the year 2025 in the category of relays is ready. Na třetím místě, finishing in the third place se umístila štafeta Bum Bum Odsetka. Druhé místo a Rico Team. A vítězství si dnes vybojovala jakožto nejrychlejší štafeta celkového pořadí veterán Team Deus. Medaile těm nejlepším bude předávat Jiří Nečásek, Marketing and Communication Director společnosti RunCzech, která chystá celou sérii RunCzech na různých místech České republiky tak, abychom se mohli společně co možná nejvíc rozběhnout na různých distancích a v různých částech roku i samozřejmě dne. Na třetím místě Bum Bum Odsetka, tedy Jan Ludvík, Marek Kavina, Václav Deus a Jan Kubiš. Tahle trojice dnes potřebovala na zvládnutí půlmaratonu dohromady 1 hodinu 42 minuty a 59 sekund k tomu. Zapsáno na výsledné konto této čtveřice. Dnes stříbrní Klára Šenová, Jana Šenová, Jakub Šena a v máčku se tam Pavel Brož. To je ta čtveřice, která drží pěkně pohromadě dnes stříbrnou pozici konečného hodnocení s časem 1:27:18. Klára Šenová dnes za 20:40 svůj úsek zaběhnutý na svojí větce. Veterán Team Deus a Jiří Vlček, Václav Deus, Martin Horkulič a Petr Zuda. 1:19:10. Nejrychlejší čas 17:07. Od Petry 07 prolítnutá pětka doslova a do písmene. Zajímalo by mě, jak se traduje Václav Deus a Václav Deus. Jeden v prvním týmu, druhý ve třetím týmu. Doufám, že máme správného Václava tam, kde máme mít. Trojice nejlepších týmů, kteří získávají i ceny od Ústeckého kraje a Vodafonu, teď společně na stupních vítězů. The presents for the winners were given over by the partners of the event, Ústí nad Labem Region and Vodafone. Věcné ceny tak putují k trojici nejlepších týmů, kterými jsou Bum Bum Odsetka, Rico Team a veterán Team Deus, tedy jmenovitě Jan Kubiš, Václav Deus, Marek Kavina a Jan Ludvík, Klára Šenová, Jana Šenová, Jakub Šena a Pavel Brož, Jiří Vlček, Václav Deus, Martin Horkulič a Petr Zuda. Trojice nejlepších štafet s cenami v rukou za zvládnuté kilometry, které poskládali dohromady tak složili celý půlmaratonský kilometrový blok počtu 21 km a 97,5 metrů. Ještě nám zbývá zhruba 3/4 hodina Do konce limitu ve výši 3 hodin na dnešních 21 km a 97,5 metru na dnešní půlmaratonskou distanci. A tak samozřejmě budeme všechny závodnice a závodníky dál vítat na vypečeném cílovém asfaltu dnešního půlmaratonského souboje až do samotného konce v rámci celého dnešního programu, kde jsme měli možnost sledovat ty nejlepší v různých kategoriích a samozřejmě i nejenom v té elitní, ale dost často ty nejsilnější příběhy přicházejí až na samotný závěr, kdy se těsně dostáváme k těm posledním pár sekundám, které nás dělí od dnešního finiše, tedy 180 minut vytyčených na start a cíl hlavně dnešního závodního programu. Modrý koberec připravený pro ty absolutně nejrychlejší. Modrý koberec, ten samý, už nosně pošlapaný, připravený pro každého, kdo se dostane až do cílové lajny. Tak, abychom mohli každého, kdo dnešní vypečenou palbu úspěšně zvládne, přivítat na modrém koberci a potom za cílovou bránou také samozřejmě se speciální finisherskou medailí, která je připravená vždy unikátně pro každý závod série RunCzech tak, aby každý mohl mít doma parádní skladbu, parádní sadu a výbornou sbírku. Pokud toho zvládne v daném roce nebo v následných letech, co možná nejvíce. Pozor na dinosauří smečku, která nám teď ovládla doslova do písmene cílovou rovinku. Tohle je dinosauří štafeta, která se teď žene do cílové lajny. Tohle jsou evidentní běžeční masožravci, kteří se nezastaví před něčím proto, aby se dostali do cíle o chvíli dříve. Tohle je týmový duch, který rozhodně s Tyrannosaurem Rexem nevymřel, ba naopak získává nového rozměru a nové podoby, kdy dinosauři ovládají modrý koberec v souboji ztratí a v souboji s evoluční nevýhodou, kterou Tyrannosaurus Rex by při své velikosti z těch ulicích Ústí nad Labem bezesporu měl.
A tohle?
Jo.
A tohle?
Ano.
A tohle?
Ano. Šetřete čas i peníze. DM vždy výhodně.
Meters for every single one who was strong and brave enough to handle the beat and to handle the course itself. Posledních pár kroků a bude z toho závěrečných 100 metrů možná být cílová rovinka, záleží na tom, jakém stavu k modrému koberci se daný závodník nebo závodnice zrovna pohybuje. Na další si ale ještě rozhodně hezky počkáme, protože nám zbývá ještě půl hodina do cílové rovinky pro všechny závodnice a závodníky. Navíc poslední závodník na trati, který nejvíc vychutnává Ústí nad Labem, je už za 17 kilometrem, což znamená, že běží přesně tempo na tom nastaveném 3hodinovém limitu. Takže tady to vypadá velmi dobře, na trati celkově naprosto jednoznačně, to vypadá velmi dobře. Tady platí, že závodníci musí zvládnout nejenom 3hodinový limit, ale musí zvládnout takzvané jednotlivé checkpointy, tedy dostat se na konkrétní kilometr za konkrétní čas, což je dáno tím, abychom neblokovali město příliš dlouho, protože pokud by třeba někdo řekl, no ale já tu poslední 5 poběžím strašně rychle, a tak doběhnu za 3 hodiny, až doběhnu do cíle za 3 hodiny a na poslední 5 jdu třeba po 2 hodinách a 40 minutách. Tak je to samozřejmě nebylo fér vůči obyvatelům města, navíc by to bylo rizikové, protože bychom měli závodníky roztažené na strašně dlouhé vzdálenosti a případná pomoc, kdyby byla potřeba, by se k ním dostávalo pomaleji. A z toho důvodu je potřeba, aby závodníci případně byli staženi z tratě v okamžiku, kdy neprojdou dostatečně včasným checkpointem, protože musíme dbát na to, abychom byli ohleduplní ke všem ostatním a zároveň, abychom viděli co možná nejvíce bezpečnost všech, kteří jsou na trati. Proto nejde jenom o limit 3 hodin, ale také ty větší checkpointy, které musí závodníci a závodníci zvládnout. Ten klíčový, který se ale týká nás tady cíle, je právě na hranici 3 hodin, protože o všechny ostatní se postarají kolegové na trati dnešního závodu, stejně jako na těch jiných, kteří jsou připraveni. Případně pomoci, kdyby bylo potřeba. Kolem trati je spousta dobrovolníků, také zdravotníků, kteří projíždějí na kolec AEVčky, aby to bylo potřeba. Totální profíci, zdravotníci tady cíli, kteří dneska nebudou mít rozhodně málo práce, pomáhají jak jenom můžou v tomhle dnešním horkém půlmaratonském dni. Cílová lajna a zvládnutá cílová lajna po 2 hodiny 30 minut. Máme na cílovou lajnu toho jsme nestávala na půžek. My jsme někdy často zůstávali na této pomáhání. Na dané právní cíle, na daný čas, aby si mohli být potřební. Samozřejmě základní pravidlo je vždy a všude. Dobrý výsledek je fajn, nic, ale stojí za to, aby to vznikali. Z toho důvodu ta pravidla jsou nastavená jednoznačně a jednoduše, jestli pomoc druhému na první místě výsledek, až pak v případě sekundárně. Velká skupinka běžků a běžky náhle míří do cílové lajny. V tomto případě, myslím si, většině případů budu finišovat, pak se těším na hlavné závodníky a my si odpočíme. Rozhodně je nějaká závodníka, tady je to důležité poučení, tak je ideálně dneska bez alkoholová, protože alkohol brzdí generaci organismu, zbytečně byste byli tak nevědější než ale aspoň není vyřešit jednoznačně abyste poznal dejte spolu na alkohol, je to na to určitě zkrátka bude regenerovat dlouho a bude zbytečně unavení. Pokud to byl pro vás situace na první půlmar, protože se zvyklí tolik věma, tak určitě nezapříte si pravidla řeknem. Na žádnou velikou fyzickou výpravu to rozhodně není, ale ideálně propočte nohy. Když jdeme si, když to měl být prokázat nějakým způsobem povolným způsobem, ideálně propočte nohy, tak se vám zbytečně nezapůjde, protože se dá cílit polovině té cíle, ideálně lépe. Zítra se vlastně úplně nebude chtít, ale nikdo nevidí na tom, že nakonec mám vaše tělo velmi výtější dobrý úst, pak skutečně bude. Můžeme rodiny víme, myslíte na největší cílové lajny, které budeme mít i v případě šafety pěkně pohromadě na cílové rovince a zaplnit samozřejmě výsledek do cíle dnešního programu. I v tomto případě šafety krásně je, takže drží pohromadě a společně nám bude mířit do prostoru cílové brány zapisovat společný nakonec výsledný čas. Když na tablu vidíte 2:37, tak teď nám dobíhá muž, který jde na 2 hodiny. Je to borec, který vystartoval o půl hodiny později než všichni ostatní, ale vypadá to, že dneska mu to docela šlo a chytlo. Myslím, že to je borec, který počítal s tím, že snad dnešního závodu není půl třetí, ale ve 3. A tak dorazil na čas, ale vypadá to, že na trati mu to šlo parádně a teď bude na hranici 2 hodin cílové lajně. I to závodění samozřejmě patří čas. To hlavně ale patří za finišerská medaile, která čeká za cílovou branou na všechny, kteří úspěšně zvládnou až po modrý koberec 21 km a 97,5 metrů.
Tak šťastný. Because now I'm never going to cut myself again. Because from the it's because you have to do something against it. Yeah? Otherwise you tear the whole damage. So I'm very happy. Or it's just really great.
je období vyproštění 3 hodiny limitu, spatulace roční pomalu je tu velkým neproblémem. Ale ještě je období 10 minut pro všechny závodníky a závodníky na trati. Do spolčou na to vyslaté cílové lajny a vyběhnout tak poslední časovou medaili. V rámci dnešního sekmánovského vystoupení za kterou návrh nabídne celou medailů celý výběrů a úvodem. České většině všemi nážitů vedí Teso, Tohle, Pečně, Pečně, Píští, Marko. Opravdu Píští na trati nepůjdu. Protože to není zlepšení ukázání. To je málo, kolik je to nezvládne. To je menší. Která lidi, to další praktické věcí, nebo jako svoji klubu. To je další lidi, pokud je potkává tradicí. Opravdu také rozumí pro člověk týmu a spíše uznání týmu. Se to se někteří se hlásí a jejich místo nebo jejich týmu věná. To je Pavko, který tam nižší týmu v Evropě, ale tím teď je proslavení, protože ten vždycky hledal svého týmce, protože říkal si někoho, kdo umí trpět, kdo umí říct, kdo více může prodat, kdo ví, že se do toho také může ještě obcí a může to udělat, protože je nic neodpustí, je to jen si zvolku, že se prostě člověk ani nekoukne sebe, jinak pokud se zná, nic neschová, ani takovou, nemá šanci, aby to odhlal někdo, někdo jiný, musí to prostě zvládnout celé sám, od začátku a do druhého konce, tak aby na trati vybudoval úplně všechno, co potřeboval a aby zvládnul všechno tak, jak je potřeba, protože to je samozřejmě to, co závodníci musí zvládnout na každé trati svého závodního vystoupení. Ať už je to kdykoliv a ať už je to kdekoliv v rámci jakéhokoliv středějského klání, samozřejmě tím delší trať, tím ostřejší to je, tím lépe se musí nejenom trénovat a odpravit se ale také člověk cestuje k nějak extrémních závodů, to jsou upravy na to, že tak určitě to pojde, ale to je znám opravdu, že za tu dobu, co je tady společně, tady z toho kamaráda, který se aktuálně běží 120 km ultramaraton v horách, přemýšlení má několik letů a zatím to vypadá, že to je dostává 100 km a bude se budou. Doufám, že nikdo vytývě čeká závodníky a závodnice máme všechny za hranicí 20. kilometru. Před 20. kilometrem už není vůbec nikdo, na Plzeň máme nikoho, kdo by mělo docílet víc než 1 kilometr.
just